Hi, welcome to this week's Dragonblade Authors Unplugged. We've got a full house and a full week of releases at Dragonblade. I love it when it's like that. We've got Katherine Lyons, Regina Jeffers, Kirsten Osbourne, and Arden Conroy with us this week. Ladies, thanks so much for taking the time to join us. So we're going to dive right in, and we'll start off with Arden's book, which is book 2 in The Harp and the Thistle.
Yep.
And it's the Scoundrel's Guide to Heist and Hearts. And I like that we have a guide to heist, because that seems like, transgressive enough to be super fun. So.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun writing it. My dad is a painter, so we went to museums a lot when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. All the Chicago museums, but the art museums were like a favorite of ours to visit. And there's just something super interesting about heists to me. And I think it just gives enough of intrigue without being scary. Mm-hmm. That I thought it was like a great setting for a romance. So, and the two main characters are Ollie McNabb and Ellen Sparrow. And she's actually a art conservator for the National Gallery in London. And she's helping his family with an art restoration project. And something gets stolen from her that belongs to his family. So they're running around London trying to track this painting down and the guy who took it. And nobody knows who this thief is, but he just seems to get into all the museums in that city. So it was super fun to write. I loved the little mystery aspect of it. And I'm really excited for everybody to get a chance to read it.
Cool. What is the hero like?
So Ollie is the youngest of 3 brothers. He's 10 years younger than them.
And that's a lot.
He's very laid back. A lot of people call him a himbo. Mm-hmm. So he takes nothing seriously, whereas his older brothers are the exact opposite. And they own a pub together. So the 3 of them are business owners, and here's Ollie, who doesn't take anything seriously. And at the very beginning, he makes a big error that costs them money. And his older brothers get really frustrated with him, and they tell him, "You're going to take a break from working here for a little bit. You need to learn responsibility."
Time out.
Yes, and he's a little embarrassed by that because they're not wrong, but it's kind of like the, I don't know, little push that he needed, I guess. Mm-hmm. And after all this happens, Evelyn from the museum, who he's never really seen outside of the museum, shows up at his pub, but she's wearing a wet wedding dress, and he had no idea she was getting married.
Oh,
he didn't understand any of this. So he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I just ran from the altar. I was supposed to get married today, but that's not happening." And her family is understandably upset, mm-hmm. and they're tearing apart the whole city trying to find her. So he kind of hides her.
Fun.
Yeah. So she's like, "I don't want to marry this guy, but I have nowhere to go." And he's like, "Well, I'm not working right now, so let's go hang out, And then all the running around London hijinks ensues.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
I love a good runaway bride story, and they don't come up that often.
I was thinking.
It was super fun to write, so.
Awesome. Oh, we lost Kirsten from that. We're just going to keep jumping ahead. So the next book that comes out this week is Regina Jeffers. Hold on a second. I'm going to mute. There we go. It's Regina Jeffers, and it's a Lion's Den book, and it's Lion in the Way. I love the title for this one. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Okay, first of all, the title comes from a Bible verse about the sloth man saying that there was danger outside and he couldn't go out because there was a lion in the way. So, but of course, it's a different spelling, obviously. There's 5 books in the series. Each book starts with the same prologue, but it's told from a different character's point of view, and you get more and more facts each time as it's told.
Oh, cool!
You see what happens from a different person's point of view all the way around.
Okay, so it's not that the stories start in the same place; it's that the prologue is the same for each one of the things, and you just get a different perspective.
Right. Cool. So, and it's a mystery series. So, as each prologue kind of leads you to more clues to help you solve the mystery. There's 5 brothers, but they're not brothers are adopted. Their father is a man called Lord Macdonald Duncan. He's the head of the Scottish lords that are in Parliament. But he also works for the Home Office. And so he has taken each one of these young men in. They were in danger of somebody killing them or something to take away their peerage. And so he's brought them in. He's trained them. His wife was suggested the first one, which is Richard Orson. And so that's why he was the first one brought in, because she noticed that he has an interest in astrology, and so did she. So that was her first choice. They have a daughter, but they don't have a son, and so those 5 guys are their adopted sons, and they call.
I love a good found family. Those are so much fun.
And so then we come along with Richard. He has been kind of I will say obsessed with a woman named Lady Emma Donahue. Her parents are ambassadors to Northern Netherlands during the Napoleonic War. All of the books take place in 1812. But she's what we might call a feminist nowadays. She would be standing in front of the whites. That's how he first meets her. She's standing in front of whites with a bunch of other women, yelling at the men about going into the club and not going home to their wives and children and stuff like that. And so she's kind of a pain in the butt to society, but he's more than a little bit obsessed with her. And it opens with he's at a bachelor party for his best friend, and he leaves the bachelor party, and they're at a house of ill repute. And he goes out into Covent Garden, and he sees a man that he starts to follow, and then he kind of loses his way for a little bit. And then she stumbles out of a street and basically into his arms, and that's where
my hero.
Yeah. So it's opposites attract. The hero falls first because he was already kind of obsessed with her. He helped her up when some other man had knocked her down and those kind of things. And you see each of the other 4 brothers at different points in everybody's story. So they come in and out. So he's the main character in this one, but he'll be minor character in the others.
Oh, great. Oh, I love that, because you get attached to everybody, and then you just get more and more and more attached as you move through the series. Those are so much fun.
And so book 2 has the youngest of it. Richard is the oldest. The youngest is Alexander. And Alexander's family has disappeared. And so he goes looking for them. His father sold his mother. The father was never supposed to inherit. And he sold the mother in those days. He could get by with it. And he's looking for his family. And part of what happens in the family is girl in book 3. The daughter shows up. So
wow.
And so we have a forgery going on, banknotes and stuff like that in 1812. We've got the prime minister being killed, and all that backdrop of 1812 sets in there. And we have several other things going on at that time that works into the storyline that helps move it forward all the way through. So.
Oh, awesome.
And then there's an epilogue in each that gives you a hint as to who the person is, but you probably won't know until the last one. Hopefully, if I've done it correctly, you won't know.
Because you got to make us work for our dinner. Not too hard. We don't want to we still want to eat, but we want to work for our dinner. So.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it works. I've had this in my head for several years, and Katherine, when she approached me on this, I said, "How about this?" And she went, "Oh, yeah, that works really well." So,
those are the best. The stories that have been with you for a long time that you just have been waiting for the right moment to.
Right, and actually, I had written one for the girl and the brother, and I've split them. So part of it comes in one book, and part of it comes in the other book. But it works out better that way in reality. So.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like so much fun, and I love a good he falls first. Those are the best when they
pretty much that way.
All in right away,
Each of the books, it's almost always that way. So,
yeah, those are fun. Awesome. Well, the next book that comes out this week is Katherine Lyons' brand spanking new series. She's sideways, but she's not going on walkabout anymore. So, and it. Hold on a second. I've got you muted. I got to unmute you. And it's the Love Potion, and it's part of the Ladies Potion series. Can you tell us about this one?
I have been waiting for this book to come out. You have no idea. I have loved potions. I read, since Lucy Penn, in the Narnia books, got her healing potion. Let me tell you, healing potions are boring. I want a love potion. And the next book is a truth serum, and all sorts of antics and fun stuff happens. In this book, the heroine is the young relation helping her cousin come out. Younger cousin is 16 and decided a duke, and of course the only way that she can get the duke is by drugging him with the love potion, of course.
Like you do.
And as one does, and the older cousin is like, okay, that's not going to work, and let's think about this. But you know what, her cousin has a lot of things going on, and she's just fine, and she just doesn't understand this love thing, and she really just wants to marry him because she loves stable. She thinks his stable needs to be redone to become. She's marrying him for his horses.
Yeah.
Because as one does. and one of my favorite scenes is when the 16-year-old decides, all right, this love potion is, and I'm something away here, but the 16-year-old says, clearly he's not in love with me, therefore I have to take them. She shows up in his bedroom at midnight, and he's like, what?
Oh, Lord.
And she chases him around the room. And she's like, my God, you're 15 years younger than I am. No. And so he has to call the heroine, who is, the cousin, the older, he calls the heroine in and is like, protect me from this 16-year-old. But it's funny. The book is funny. And I loved it. Love it. Love writing it. I just turned in a little bit ago, and it's just equally as fun. So you know what? Love a little magic gone awry, and it technically isn't magical. It's a love potion, and according to the 16-year-old, it just worked on the wrong cousin. See, so it worked. But she ends up, spoiler alert, yes, she ends up getting access to his horses without marrying him or seducing him.
Well, at least it worked out the way it was supposed to for her and the horses. Well, it sounds like so much fun.
It's fun, delightful, and my books are always sexy. So if you like fun and pretty and sexy and hysterical, you'll love this book. Yeah, and the love potion.
There's so much good meat in there too, because you have like the whole cousin thing, and the younger cousin completely enamored, and the older cousin like trying not to be enamored. I think it would be a great time.
Yes. Our heroine does struggle with her attraction because she doesn't want to take the Duke away from her 16-year-old cousin, but really, they're 15 years apart.
That's a lot.
It's not going to work. Love potion or not, it's not going to work.
That's a lot.
But sometimes, 16-year-olds take a little convincing.
Lots of times, 16-year-olds take a little convincing. That's a special age.
I taught school for 40 years.
so you know.
God bless you.
So how many potions do we get?
Right now, I'm planning for 6. 5 of them, I can't remember. I've written many of them because I've been planning for this for ages. But they aren't really, they're written-ish. I've got the rough drafts. They're not ready yet. But
it's okay. The time you need to make them right.
Yep, the truth serum out later on this year, and then the next 3 come out next year. And there are a lot of possible potions.
I can imagine.
Yep. And it's, I just love potions. So, goofy fun.
It sounds like it. And there's a lot more to look forward to there. Well, the next one that comes out this week is not actually just a single author, and nobody's here. It's Dukes all summer long, which I like to say in my head with really drawing it out the whole way. But I'm trying not to do that in public where people can actually hear me. But it's one of the Dragonblade anthologies, and there's going to be a party this week. So if you are around on Friday when this airs, actually, there's a party on the Dragonblade page. If you go to the page and go to our events, you should be able to find it, and you can interact with all the authors that have stories in the anthology, and there'll be prizes and games and all kinds of fun stuff. So you want to make sure that you are there for that. If you are on your computer, you're at work, just kind of sneak it in sideways, maybe over lunch or something like that. And then the last book that came out this week is Kirsten's book, and it's The Highland Home, and it's book 2 in The Brides of the Highland. Can you talk about this one?
Yes, this is the second in the series, and it's about the second brother and the second sister. So I've got a laird. It's set in the 1500s. The laird ends up with 3 daughters, each one with a different mother, because every time he married, his wife would die in childbirth.
Just the kind of
So,
guy you want to pick.
yeah. So these are all half sisters. And this,
Like Bonanza. Or Ponderosa.
I don't know.
Ponderosa.
I've never seen Bonanza.
They were all half brothers.
Okay. So the second sister, and why her name is escaping me at this moment, I don't know. But she ends up, the father does not want her to marry one of the McLean brothers. These are the McAfees, the sisters are. But he doesn't want her to marry one of them because he's already got an alliance there.
So you need somebody else.
He needs somebody else. So she ends up being told that she should court this guy from another clan, and she can't stand him, and she completely rejects him. And once he's rejected, that clan chieftain, for some reason, has a need for her to marry someone from his clan. So he sends someone in to pretend to be from hers, and there's a little bit of separation from the hero at this point, because she's courting this other guy, and the hero, of course, doesn't like that, but he's watching it all. And then finally, she chooses the hero, even though her father still hasn't okayed this relationship.
So is he's a McLean?
He's the McLean.
Okay.
And his name is Lachlan. Yeah. But anyway, the two of them want to be together, but they haven't gotten permission yet. And then they end up having to travel to yet another clan. And this whole time, little things are being revealed, so you know that there's something big coming. And they learn a lot about what that big thing is while they're away. The 3 sisters go with the 3 brothers, and then there are others that go along with them for safety and all that. And they end up participating in some Highland games
Oh, cool.
with the other clan. And the laird whose clan that they're visiting assigns 3 men to the younger 2 daughters to try to keep them away from the brothers. And it turns into mainly a fiasco. It's just ridiculous. They are supposed to dance with them. The sisters keep trying to run away and do their own thing. And the 3 men are just ridiculous, and they can't stand them. And the men talk about how they're going to win each competition, and it's actually the sisters who win the competitions.
Oh, wow.
And it's just craziness.
Oh, well, it sounds like it. And I
And
love
when they go back, then go ahead.
No, go ahead.
When they go back, then they're able to actually court. But they're also getting ready for the big reveal that happens.
So there's the overarching kind of mystery story, big thing going on between all three books, and that'll resolve in the next book.
That'll resolve in book 3,
Cool.
which will be the 2 youngest, the youngest sister and the youngest brother.
Oh, awesome. Fun. And that's the last one in the series?
Yes. Yes.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And I love a good Highland game. So
Oh, me too. And that part is more humor than anything else, as the sisters are trying to get away from these 3 suitors that won't leave them alone because they've been told not to leave them alone.
mm-hmm.
But on one night, the 3 suitors are trying to get them drunk,
Oh Lord.
and they accidentally get drunk themselves,
Like you do, you know.
and the sisters don't. And that's when they find out what exactly is going on, because of a drunken suitor who was trying to hide everything.
Yeah, it's hard to keep a secret when you've had too much.
Yep.
So. Awesome. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. So, and that book comes out on Saturday. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the day after this airs, you're gonna have to wait one more day before you can grab Highland Home. Awesome. Well, we still have a little bit of time left, and it's really hot here. And Jade was in the pool before she got on, so I was like, and I'm having a little bit of envy, just a little bit of envy for kids who have grandkids or small kids. I have a girlfriend who was doing kind of like her own summer camp with her grandkids this week, and I thought, sitting by the pool eating popsicles sounded kind of lovely. So I wondered if you guys had anything that you really like to do in the summer that's that feels kind of nostalgic to you, or is just some way you like to spend the time.
I've had great all day today, so seriously, I did the grandmother run this morning because I taxied because my daughter-in-law was having a nodule on her thyroid checked, and my son is a teacher and he was grading AP tests and was away, so I took kids to the football practice for the boy and cross country for the girl, and they got the smallest girl, the ballerina, came to my house to dance. So
fun.
So that, it's a normal thing here for me with the little ones, and they're all 13 and under. So even though I'm an old woman, I didn't have my son until I was quite old. So
those are fantastic ages, but cross country, man, that's a commitment.
My son ran cross country and track, and he's a track and cross country coach now. So it's
like all the time, early mornings, just at least then it's cool when you get up, so. Yeah,
but it was about 85 this morning and that was at 8 o'clock in the morning when I took them.
Our high won't be that high.
We're sweltering. We haven't had a winter for several years now. So.
Yeah, we had nothing but rain for the last 2 months, so it hasn't even really been summer here yet. Which is unfortunate. Pennsylvania. And I have 2 kids home from school, and they don't do summer camp, so I have to entertain them basically all summer. With it raining every day, that's a little hard, but usually we like to go to the pool. There was a huge pool in the town that I grew up in, and that was always really fun to go to, and they have a pretty nice one here. This one has like slides and all these fancy little sprayers and stuff, so they love going to that. So that's usually what we do, and then if I need them to go outside, I'll be like, here's some popsicles, go have fun outside. And they're like, great.
Your kids are still elementary school aged?
Yep, they are 9 and 7.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Fun. Those are perfect summer ages.
Yes, definitely.
Catherine, we're talking about fun things to do in summer because you were at the pool, and I wish I was at the pool. And
well, apparently the not so fun things to do in summer is have your iPhone overheat. So,
oh no!
And I've got this. I don't know. It's hotel Wi-Fi, and it's it's summer. But My kids or my grandkids just love to swim. That's all they want to do, swim and eat ice cream. And you know what? I think that's awesome. I'm on board
That's
with
not a
that.
bad gig. If you can get that gig, that is not a bad gig.
And we had so I bought a Father's Day gift for my husband, a cake that was dressed up like a polo suit and tie, whatever, or no tie, but anyway. So Ellie wanted her picture taken with the cake, and she gets her head right where the shirt collar is, takes a big sniff, and says, "I love the smell of cake. Oh, cake." And she does this little soliloquy on the smell of cake. And I have a picture.
She's
but
not wrong.
She's not wrong. So that's what summer is to me from now on. It's swimming, ice cream, and the smell of cake.
That sounds delightful. That sounds better than Regina's shuttling people around gig.
Ah.
It's just a 47-mile round trip. What the heck?
Oh goodness.
But who's counting?
Yeah, but you can't even do book tapes with kids in the car because
Yeah.
So Kirsten, you're not going to get summer for a long time yet. You're still in the cool.
No, this is summer.
It's just not going to get hot.
It doesn't usually top 90. It gets
That's hot enough.
70s to 80s. And because we're high enough in elevation, we've got a great breeze that comes through the house. And it's just wonderful.
Sounds wonderful. And
We love it here.
Sounds wonderful. We've had those thunderstorms, the ones that come on really suddenly and it rains and then right after it's sunny again. There were 2 of those today. I looked and all of a sudden outside my office window it got really dark and then boom, it's bright sunny. And I do love that because it kind of feels like it grabs the tension and holds it and then breaks it. And that's fun, but I could do without the heat.
I need to get down.
I can too. We moved here from Texas.
Oh, so you know.
Oh, I know the heat. I'm just very happy to not be in it.
I have a large pollinator garden that I need to get down and do some weeding in. And it's just been too hot to.
Yeah, and it's hard to mess with the plants when it's that hot. I went out to cut some stuff this morning to put in the vase in my office, and it wilted in the time that it took me to cut. And I was like, well, I guess we're not doing this now, So it's just.
I'm in a new subdivision, but I'm the woman with the purple flowers because my whole garden has purple flowers. That's how they call me. They say, "Oh, you're the woman with the purple flowers."
That's as good as a purple hat. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, I don't wear purple other than when I taught for the last high school. It was purple was one of their colors, so I have T-shirts that are purple, but I never wear it.
Do you like to garden? Is that something you enjoy doing?
I write scenes in my head as I'm pulling the weeds and stuff. Yeah. and the worse that the scene is going, the harder I'm pulling.
I just read a thing about an old Southern recipe called aggression cookies. And you just dump all the ingredients together and you pound it and mix it and just pound it. And then, and there's a type of oatmeal cookie and they're called aggression cookies. And I was like, there are days. Absolutely.
Yeah. You gotta have something. So
I could go for that.
Aggression cookies, the pounding and the having cookies afterwards,
Exactly.
Best of both worlds.
That's a twofer.
You can do like chocolate chip oatmeal cookies, right? I got to have my chocolate in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you put the oatmeal in so you feel good about your choices.
That makes
You
sense.
put the chocolate in because you want the cookie, and you put the oatmeal in so you feel good about your choices.
That makes sense.
Okay.
I'm a diabetic. I can tell you exactly how to do it.
ladies, it's been awesome to talk to you today. I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us and to talk about your books. And I'm so excited about everything that's coming out this week. I will make sure I put the links to all the books in the comments so you can grab them if you haven't gotten them already. It's the Use Salesman pitch. So, brace yourself. Dragonblade books are the best deal on pre-order and release because it's true. They're the best deal on pre-order and release. It's like less money than a cheap cup of coffee. Like a bad cup of coffee. Like you can't even get the convenience store coffee for that anymore. I'm telling you. And then you get hours and hours and hours of enjoyment out of it. And if by some reason you miss the pre-order period and it goes up to full price, you can still read Kindle Unlimited. So
And I will try and add the picture of the cake and my granddaughter in the comments.
That would be fantastic in the comments. And then we can all go around with the rest of our day thinking about how much we love the smell of cake because, who doesn't?
Yep.
All right, ladies, thanks so much for taking the time. I really do appreciate it.